Today's topic is a topic or a feeling that generally most business owners, leaders, or managers experience at one point or another. And I would suggest that quite often as business owners, leaders, or managers that we experience this emotion or this feeling regularly. And that is the feeling of isolation. And in my experience working with business owners, doing executive coaching, personal development, certainly the feeling of isolation is a common theme that I hear when I have conversations with business owners and leaders. So the first point I'd like to make to you today is that if you're a business owner or a leader and you're having feelings of isolation from others in your organization, that's completely normal. To think that you're the only one pushing the organization up the hill or pulling it along on its way, and that no one's on board with you or you don't have any support, and those types of thoughts and feelings, that's normal. And really I would also say and suggest to you as a business owner or leader that you really need to expect that. And more than just expect it, you need to embrace the feeling of isolation, because it is a normal part of being a leader. And I like to kind of use the picture of Canadian geese flying south in the fall or coming back up north in the spring, in their V pattern. How many geese are at the front of the V? There's one, and he can't see behind him, so he probably thinks he's pushing all the wind on his own. Everyone's kind of behind him doing their thing, and to some degree maybe he's right, but certainly not always, that everyone's going the same direction and maybe a little bit behind or a little bit higher or lower, but they're all moving the same direction. But really, so often, there is one leader. That's why you have a captain on a sports team, or only one prime minister instead of three, is that because generally in leadership, it works out best if, for any organization, you have one leader. And certainly you would have sub-leaders at lower levels of the organization, but I'm talking today about the top dog, the person at the top of the pyramid, the front of the organization, however you want to picture it in your mind. There is only one. So, if a tree's alone in the field, you think that tree's lonely? Well, if it had feelings, it probably would be. If I'm a leader of my company, there are times when I feel lonely too. And again, just want to reassure you guys watching, if you're new to leadership, new to ownership, and you're feeling this way, that hey, it's common. It's no problem. It's no big deal. It's something you're going to feel off and on, likely for your whole career, I think. Certainly I did, and I continue to at times, because you're the person that's out front. You're making decisions on hiring, on employee wages, on growing, not growing, all these kinds of things that really you're in the best position to make the decision. You're the most informed, hopefully have the most broad picture of your business or organization. And again, at the end of the day, someone has to make the decisions. And if you're the business owner, that someone is you. And the problem I see so often with business owners that are experiencing these feelings of isolation is that they look to their employees, their staff, for validation. So the business owner is struggling with these feelings, so they're kind of maybe adjusting their behavior a little bit to try and get more connected or accepted by the staff. Again, maybe looking for validation on their decisions. They had to freeze wages for this year because things are tough, and then maybe instead of doing it respectfully and assertively, they've kind of fudged it a little bit with their people just to try and maintain likability and acceptance and that sort of thing. And also part of that would be business owners expressing some of their fears or their emotions, and mostly negative emotions, some stress or anxiety or uncertainty, to their staff, to the people they're leading. And I wouldn't recommend that course of behavior for most business owners most of the time. Certainly as a business owner, you want to maintain a certain level of vulnerability. You want to be connected on a personal level with the people that you lead, but generally you never want to come too far down. And I use or think about a coach on a football or hockey team, and let's say it's hockey and it's the third period and you're down a goal and there's a minute and 20 seconds left and you have to score to get even, hopefully to push it to overtime, or you're part of a football team and it's late in the fourth quarter, under 2 minutes left, and you need to drive the field to at least get that field goal to tie. So in either situation, the coach calls a timeout and all the players come to the bench or to the sideline, and instead of the coach being assertive and calm and confident and having a plan, he's gee, you guys, I don't know what to do. Should we pull our goalie? Should we not pull our goalie? Should we put 2 or 3 centermen on the ice, or just run with our top line? Or, do we try and pass down the field or catch them by surprise and run some draw plays and hope we catch them, in a prevent defense? And so, put yourself in that position. If you're one of the players on either one of those teams, do you have more or less confidence in your leader because he was vulnerable and open about his emotions and uncertainties, the way the game was going to play out or how he was going to strategize the last minute or two of the game? Well, certainly you're going to feel less confident. You're not going to think he has any clue what's going on. You'll probably lose some respect for him as well. And chances are the team isn't going to score that goal, or the team isn't going to drive the field and get the field goal that they need. It's not going to happen. So as business owners, while we don't want to be isolated, we also don't want to look to our team members for validation. We want to have a plan. It may not be the perfect plan, but it's, we've thought it out, we've invested time and education, research, whatever we needed to do to arrive at that decision, and then you execute it, to the best of your ability and your team's ability. You communicate it, you execute it, and the results are the results. So that's the way I would rather see you guys tackle these feelings of isolation. First is it's normal, so accept it, embrace it. It's a small badge of honor, I think, for a leader, just to know that in some respects, sometimes you are on an island, and that's just the way it is. And really, if you don't like that, or if you're not comfortable with it, you should probably move on and just be a real good second in command, be a real good teammate, support member, rather than the top dog, front point leader. That's certainly my recommendation. I would apply that advice to myself if I had to, and certainly anyone that worked with me in the organization, that if you're not comfortable not being popular sometimes, not comfortable making tough decisions, then you're in the wrong position. You really are. That you need to be in a different position. So move to somewhere where you can excel, and we'll put someone else into that spot. And certainly that applies to us as leaders, that we need to be the guy, the gal that can make those decisions, stand firm, be confident, and really inspire our teams and give our teams the confidence that they need. So I hope that was a little bit helpful. Again, just giving you some comfort that isolation is a part of ownership. And if you are feeling that way and you do need someone to talk to, don't talk to the people in your organization, especially general staff. Find someone outside your organization, whether it's a fellow business owner, a consultant, a friend, whoever, relative, family member, and have those heart-to-heart conversations with them. Regroup yourself and come to work the next day ready to lead. I hope that helped. Put it to work. Let me know how it works for you. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.